Kia ora whānau. Welcome to Term 2, Day 1. We are beginning the term quite strangely today. Obviously we were all working from home and it seems a bit strange, doesn't it? Hope everyone's doing okay. I thought I'd just record a quick video to show you sort of, go through that assignment with you a little bit more in depth, because we didn't actually get a chance last term to even talk about it in class, so I thought we might as well do that now. So hopefully, if this all goes to plan, you'll be able to see the sort of my computer screen somewhere around here. So just bear with me. If it doesn't work, I'm sorry, but I'll try my best. So, the assignment is called Reading Text to Recognise Differing Points of View on a Topic, and that's worth 3 credits. Purpose of this unit standard is for you to read text to recognise differing points of view on a topic. When you have successfully finished this unit, you'll be able to identify topic and purpose of a text, identify and explain key phrases in a text, show your understanding in a text, including the main points and writer's point of view, and identify reasons or examples given by a writer to show their viewpoint. So it's actually quite similar to the first standard that we did, in that you're kind of trying to identify purposes and audiences and all of that kind of stuff. This one you only need 3, so it won't take you very long. I know there's a few of you that have already made a really good start. Val, I can see that you'll pretty much finish your first text, which means you only need 2 more. And I'm going to give you until the end of week 2 to finish this, so that would make the date Friday the 24th. So it's the 15th now, so that gives you about 9 days, about a week and a half to get that done. But I will put that in Google Classroom somewhere for you. So in this one here, you can use the document provided, the one that looks like whatever you're seeing up here. But if you don't want to use that, although it would be good to use that as a sort of reference or a guide, but you can either use Google Slides, or you can use make a Google site if you know how to do that. It does say have a one-on-one interview with me, but obviously that's not going to be able to happen, so we're going to cancel that out. You can film yourself delivering a speech or creating a YouTube video, sort of like what I'm doing at the moment, with some voiceover. If you feel confident enough to do that, and remember, I'm the only one that sees it apart from whoever's moderating it. Any other ideas, run them past me and we'll see what we can do. So down here you'll see some of these suggested topics that I've come up for you. So you've got click on the links to find some suggested text that you can use for the assessment. Make sure that you use a variety of opinions, because remember, we're trying to find out opinions. It's sort of like what we did with the domestic violence stuff and the marijuana stuff at school. So we did actually have a look at this in class, but very briefly. So anyway, you want to have a variety of opinions in this one. So for example, these suggested topics I've given you include things like freedom camping, refugees in Aotearoa, deforestation, climate change, euthanasia and vaccinations. So just for the sake of showing you what to do, say for example you chose, say euthanasia. So what you'd want to do is click on the text, say for example text 1, and that would load up euthanasia, our opinion, our position on euthanasia and assisted dying. Sorry, pretty dark for your first day back, but it's a really sort of controversial topic with a lot of different people's opinions on it. Okay, so you'd probably, what you'd want to do is read this out and then go down here and you just put it into text 1. So that would be your first text. So title, you'd write euthanasia, our opinion, our position on euthanasia and assisted dying. You'd say author or website, so it's hospice.org.nz. They would be considered quite reliable because .org.nz means that they're an organisation, okay? Okay, so and if we go back in, we can go into text 2. Let's have a look at that one. So this one is called Living with Dying, Thoughts about Suicide, Assisted Dying and Euthanasia. That's on healthtalk.org. Sorry, I probably could have picked a lighter topic today, but here we are. Anyway, so that would be your second one, and you just fill out the second text in the here. Hopefully that works. So there are 8 texts in there. Obviously you only need 3, but just make sure that you're using a variety of different opinions, okay? So within these, so for example, text 1, you need a title, the author website, the source, and the date. So the source would be, say, website, or if you can find your own, it can be a newspaper. And that's another thing, actually. You don't have to use my suggested topics. You can use your own topics if you like. Just run them past me, and then I will say yeah or nah. All right? So you'd also need to identify the topic of the text. So for example, I remember I marked a bit of Val's first one, and Val wrote a little bit too much in this part. All he needed to do was identify the topic, which for example for him was freedom camping. He doesn't have to write, you don't have to write any more than that, just freedom camping, that's the topic. Identify the purpose of the text. So remember we've looked at purpose before. It's either to instruct, inform, or persuade. There are other words that you can use, but those are the 3 sort of that have been suggested for you. What knowledge do they want the reader to go away with? Identify at least 2 keywords or phrases and give their meanings. So this doesn't have to be too much either. Just give 2 keywords. So for example, in the euthanasia one, you could write, say, assisted suicide or hospice. So those are the 2 keywords that are quite important, that are quite key to that text. So whose point of view is being expressed? So yes, you could write the author, because obviously it's sort of their opinion, but really, who is the author talking to or getting the information from? So for example, in Val's one, I'm sorry Val, I'm using you as an example because you're a good example, but Val wrote the author and that was it. However, we later found out that actually the viewpoint being expressed is the people from Mount Maunganui within that freedom camping one, because the author is actually a journalist going to interview these people. So it's actually these people's point of view that is being expressed. Does that make sense? Obviously you can't answer me, so that's silly. But just, as I said before, I'm available all the time, so just ask me if this doesn't make sense or if it's confusing you at all. I'll be able to answer you. Note down the main points. So you want, what are the main points? What are the most crucial bits of information that the author wants you to know? And then give at least 3 reasons or examples which support your viewpoint being expressed. So what are the 3 main points, or so what are the 3 reasons that support this? Why does this support the viewpoint being identified? Okay, that's pretty much all I have at the moment. That's all I can really talk through for now. So if you don't know what to do still, reach out and I'll be able to talk to you one-on-one sort of thing. We will do a Google Meet at some point next week probably, just to clarify everything and make sure everyone's on the right track. So yeah, I want to reiterate, don't be afraid to ask questions. Email me, Google Hangout me, just whatever, okay, and we'll get through this together. And I hope that I get to see you soon, because I'm really bored in isolation and I actually miss going to work every day and seeing you lot. So yeah, have a good day, have a chill first week and work hard. See you later.